Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you, and welcome to One More Round, the show where I talk about counter-strikey stuff. This time, I'm going to be speaking a bit about smurfing, those folks who don the accounts of a noob in order to have some fun smashing new players, and ensure that you have a bad day. The footage you're watching is from a professional player. I'll let you know who at the end of the video. Very basically, a smurf is a little blue man who lives in the forest, who Hollywood decided to ruin for a quick buck, just like everything else we've ever held dear. Yes, that's right, the word actually does come from the little blue animated people. Back in the Warcraft 2 days, two guys were so good at the game that everybody recognized them and refused to play with them as a result. They couldn't find a good match. So they decided to have some fun. Changed their names to Papa Smurf and Smurfette, pretended to be new players, and then proceeded to own some noobs. The name stuck. Now, Smurf refers to any skilled player, not just famous people, who create an alternate account and name in order to play against new players and absolutely destroy them for some jollies. To answer the question I've seen from so many people, why do people Smurf? Simply, it's fun. It's bullying. It's beating up the nerd at recess. Not for any repressed sense of worthlessness or whatever the hell else they use to explain bullying. Nope, it's just fun. Remember back in the N64 days when we would enable cheats in GoldenEye and run around destroying everybody? Fun. I used to hustle people at Smash Bros, pretended to be very bad at the game, and they just absolutely destroyed everybody. It was fun. Now, there are legitimate reasons to smurf. I myself have a few smurfs. The main reason for me is that I can play the game in peace with my friends without folks recognizing me, trolling me, saying, oh, I thought you were good, WarOwl, just crap like that I have to deal with all the time. Which I believe was the original reason all those years ago that those folks created the Smurf accounts, because they wanted to play incognito, like a celebrity always wearing dark shades and a covering hat when they leave their homes. The other reason I use it is so that I can play with my lesser ranked friends in competitive without it affecting my main account, and without the account of my main account creating an unfair game, because obviously I'm just playing with friends, I'm just going to be having a good time, I'm not trying too hard, so having that high rank and playing against more high ranked people is going to create an unfair game. It's not going to be fun. So for the record, my main Smurf account is a legendary eagle. Now for everybody freaking out about Smurfs, saying you won't play the game because of Smurfs, all that nonsense, I want you to consider something. They are not cheating. They are just better than you. You can only get better at the game by playing with or against people who are better than you. Back in the 1.6 days when I was getting into playing the game competitively, there was a team of folks, Cal-M players, that were very friendly with me. One time, I think they were just waiting for a scrim on IRC. They took me into their server, they all joined the other team, it was 1v5. Then, they proceeded to just absolutely destroy me for the next 30 minutes. But I used that opportunity to practice, to train, to study their movements, how to defeat players who know what they are doing. I learned more in that 30 minutes of being owned than I learned in any other 30 minutes of playing the game, and I had a great time challenging myself. When I'm playing matchmaking and I notice that the other team is a fully decked out professional team with fancy and matching avatars, I look at it as a challenge, a way to improve myself. When I got matched up against Hiko, Mo, some other guy, like a bunch of pros, we didn't cower or complain, we just played the game and had a great time. And that's actually how I met those guys. It was a good game on both sides, ended like 16-14 or something, and they added me to friends. And that was pretty cool. That was before I was like an uber famous YouTuber or anything. I mean, I think it was a few months ago on stream, I was solo queuing and I matched up against 3 folks from an actual ESEA invite team. Our little band of solo queuers were getting rolled until we finally decided to start and try to win. I called strats, they listened, everyone tried their hardest, and we ended up winning the game. Some of you might remember that as the time I invented the TheWarOwl buy, which is the Mag 7 Deagle combo. The next time you're playing matchmaking and you come up against a Smurf, I want you to try this. Really commit yourself, really commit your team to trying to win, to figuring out a way to defeat the Smurf. Trust me on this, win or lose, you're gonna have a great time, and you just might learn something. I know it sounds like a cliche poster you'd stick on the wall of a dilapidated public school, but look at every obstacle, every challenge as an opportunity. Smurfs aren't cheating, they're just having a good time playing video games. You can argue that what they're doing is immoral, not very nice, bullying, but at the same time, there's nothing stopping you from defeating them but yourself and your own limitations. For everyone who keeps messaging me complaining about Smurfs every single day,
stop whining.
The only thing that I really do hate about Smurfs, though, is that to get their low rank, sometimes they don't just make a new account. Instead, they lose on purpose. To me, That is anti-competitive. It ruins the game for everybody involved. It ain't right. There's really nothing that can be done about it, though. There's nothing that you can do to stop that sort of behavior. I would just urge people to not lose games on purpose. It's not fun for anybody involved except yourself. But if you actually are going to lose on purpose, do it in a 5-man lobby so you aren't ruining the game for some poor random queuer. I'll repeat what I said in that other video. Matchmaking rank does not matter at all. Not a hill of beans. It's just a tool to match you with people of equal skill. You might get too comfy playing against other silvers all the time. A good Smurf is just the right thing to mix it up a bit and keep you on your toes. How can you improve if you're just playing against people of your own skill level all the time? To me, that is the major flaw in a matchmaking system. That people get matched up against people of the same skill. You can never improve. And it's why I think a system that sometimes matches you against better players, that we see people complain about all the time, I think that's a good one. If you just want an easy win, go play a single player game. If you don't want a challenge, go play Call of Duty. This is Counter-Strike, baby. Sometimes you're gonna have to try, and trying only guarantees success in the lollipop fantasy world taught to poor sucker kids at school. So who's that pro? It's NBK. Thanks for watching. I'm TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer.